It's the Morning Scramble on Z102.9. Taped, not live, at our outdoor studio as we get you ready for the election coming up on Tuesday, November the 2nd in Cedar Rapids. You can vote now, but Election Day, if you want to vote in person at the polls coming up. We're speaking to all of the mayoral candidates. We've got 4 questions, and next up is Tiffany O'Donnell.
Tiffany, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
We want to start by just tell us who you are, a little bit about yourself, and why you're running.
Thank you for that. Tiffany O'Donnell, been here in Cedar Rapids, over 20 years now, longest I've ever lived anywhere. Grew up in Bettendorf, grew up in the Quad Cities. My family, though, my grandparents immigrated from Sicily, so some of you may know me as Tiffany DiBernardo back in the day. But grew up in the Quad Cities. Been here, my husband and I raised our kids at Cedar Rapids schools, Erskine, McKinley, Wash, and that's who we are.
And what put you in the race for mayor?
Those 2 girls, to be perfectly simple. Devin and Lucci, my daughters, have both graduated from high school. One's graduated from college and is working in Houston, and the other one's in college in Indiana. And I think my husband and I both imagined that, like us, they would pursue their dreams elsewhere and come home. What we were seeing, though, was that over the last couple of years, our friends' kids were leaving, and they weren't coming back. And worse yet, our friends were following their kids to Denver, Minneapolis, Kansas City, and actually Des Moines, too. I just learned that Cedar Rapids is actually the 3rd highest source of new residents in Des Moines. So I thought, if our kids don't want to live here, who's going to want to live here? And I kind of looked around and thought, who's it going to be? I've been watching cities around us just pass us by. I mean, and good for them. Tremendous momentum in Marion and Tiffin and Hiawatha. And I thought, who's waking up every day in Cedar Rapids saying we need to be the best city? And I just looked around and I thought, I think everything I've done in my life has led me to this spot. So I raised my hand, and here we go.
I don't know if people really actually understand how Cedar Rapids city government works. What does the mayor do?
I'm glad you asked that, because I do have priorities, things that I want to guide, how I want to guide the conversation, things that are important. And that's really what it is as mayor. As a part-time mayor, you do legally have the same vote as the city council members. You are, however, the leader of the city. And I think it's really important in this form of government that you're the face of the city, and you're the voice of the city and the advocate of the city, especially here at home. I think we've missed out on that a little bit. I think our mayor needs to be in neighborhoods with our friends and neighbors here, and also needs to be speaking elsewhere about our great city, whether that's in Des Moines or beyond. But really the face of the city, communicating who we're about and fostering great relationships in and out of Cedar Rapids.
What's your vision for Cedar Rapids moving forward? What would you like to see happen here?
If I'm painting a picture, which I like to talk a lot about, we talk a lot about retaining people and recruiting people, and that is directly tied to quality of life. So I think we've got to reimagine what our downtown looks like. I work downtown, and it's really just a shell of itself. And growing up in the Quad Cities, we'd come here, it was the big city, with Killians and Armstrongs. We need housing downtown, people walking their dogs. We need shops, boutiques, as well as bars and restaurants. We need the neighborhoods around us to be self-sustaining. I've talked a lot about, since day one, having self-sustaining 15-minute walkable, bikeable neighborhoods. It's what my kids want. Our kids aren't as into cars as I think our parents and we were, maybe. They really want walkable, bikeable. We have neighborhoods set up for that. Time Check's a great example. We've got a market now. We're going to have a restaurant, maybe an ice cream shop. Really lean into the uniqueness of these neighborhoods and make them self-sustaining, as well as that river. Oh, by the way, fabulous river, recreation on and off, accessible to everybody. I talk about the casino for adults downtown. We also need things for families to do, whether that's downtown on the river, Cedar Lake, ConnectCR. I really envision a vibrant, awake, alive, diverse city.
Now, people don't have to wait until Election Day. They can vote in person on that date, of course, but there are options to vote before then as well, as they're looking at the ballot. And we still have a little time. Why should they vote for you?
Because they know me. I think my time at Channel 2 here for 15 years, I was advocating for viewers, and I never lost that relationship and that sense of feeling very protective and advocating, and I've kept that as mayor. I look forward to having that relationship again. They know me. I was with them every night. And then I think over the last 6 years as a business person, running a nonprofit successfully, tripling in size, working to advance women leaders at all levels, seeing what leadership can do, and seeing that is just, it's the gap that we have. We need someone who's willing to lead boldly, I have the energy and the vision to do that. And I truthfully believe that everything in my life in Cedar Rapids beyond has led me to this spot. And I would humbly ask for everyone's support on November 2nd.
Thank you, Tiffany O'Donnell. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.